So whether Kalonzo takes over, or Matiang'i takes over, or Gachagua takes over, they will not be in control of this country in terms of holding back justice for the people. That's the truth. You can go hang yourself if you don't like it.
Because if you look at Rift Valley, it was nobody can touch
for Ruto to take on the Moi family, Moi himself. That shows he's a man. But the question is, Gideon is not a boy. Gideon is like Mudavadi in terms of people who seem to think they can support other people, as if there's any future left for them. There's no future left for Gideon and Mudavadi. Their future is now and yesterday. There's no tomorrow for Mudavadi.
Great to see you. Hello there and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Gerald Cabrera. We are here at Ngara 17 Losai Studio Apartments starting from 3 million Kenya shillings. This is not the first time we're here. We're actually very grateful that you are sending us feedback. You're telling us you want to purchase, and some of you have actually contacted the people here at 17 Losai. It's in Ngara. The apartments are starting at 3 million. As I said, the studio apartments are well furnished and you can pay 10% now, 80% during construction, and then 10% later so that you can get this studio apartment here in Nairobi. There's a lot of people looking for places to invest, and trust me, B&B renting business, there's always a customer somewhere looking for somewhere to stay. These apartments are in close to the CBD. If you're a student and you're thinking where you'll stay once you get into University of Nairobi or other branches that are in Nairobi, of course you can call the number on your screen. Tell your parents that you want this studio. It's a good investment for yourself, and even if you're out there and you're a young professional like myself and you're thinking, where can I stay in Nairobi? Check out this apartment. Call the number on your screen starting at 3 million Kenya shillings. I'm here with Prof. Manyora. Great to see you. How are you doing today?
Good.
We're talking about Gideon Moi. Man Gidi. Yes. And the conversation in town is that the man has finally joined Ruto. The Kalenjin country is united. And they are saying Gideon Moi was what Ruto needed to show that he's the kingpin of the Kalenjins here in the country. Is Gideon Moi a plus for Ruto? Ama Ruto alikuwa tu sawa?
It depends on how you look at it, but now you want to take my video from me. That's my Saturday video tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
But tomorrow.
Yeah, that's I want to talk about it. But well, yeah, it's a good thing. It shows home you are okay. Yeah. So that the image of, when people campaign, sometimes they say Ruto is finished. Hata wakalenjini si watu watampigia.
Oh.
So once you have Gideon, that narrative stops. And that's a good narrative. That's a good thing to do. Because sometimes when you are looking for votes, people disparage you. People say you are going nowhere. And say even your own people, they are divided. See, that doesn't work well for you. The converse is also true. When Kalonzo Musyoka stood in 2007, people are saying he's getting Kamba votes. He's also getting Kalenjin votes because of Moi, because of AIC. He's also getting Meru votes because he's actually a Meru or something like that he was in school. So these psychological games are important. Yeah. So for Ruto, it's okay if you get Gideon, it shows Rift Valley is intact. Yeah.
Then how about for Gideon himself? Joining Ruto's government, I was listening to guys who are ready to receive him, and they were saying they are going to present the certificates to the IEBC together with Gideon, and they were saying Ruto 2-term, but Gidi will be the next one. How will this affect his stature in Kalenjin region?
One would argue that Gideon is being like his father. Very calculative, sometimes looking foolish, but looking at the future. Now not antagonizing a fellow Kalenjin, that makes you a person your community can consider in future. Then they could cite the example of Mother Karua, antagonizing Kibaki. And that has been her Achilles' heels. That is what has been affecting her. So if you are Gideon and you are supporting your fellow Kalenjin, then the community will appreciate that. And at the right time in the future, you could also become a leader. But the question is, Gideon is not a boy. Gideon is like Mudavadi in terms of people who seem to think they can support other people, as if there's any future left for them. There's no future left for Gideon and Mudavadi. Their future is now and yesterday. There's no tomorrow for Mudavadi. By 2032, Gideon and Mudavadi cannot stand up and say they want Kenya's presidency.
But then what are you saying? Do you think Gideon can take on Ruto?
You don't have to. You can. Why not? Ruto took on Moi. Why can Gideon take on Ruto? It just shows you are spineless. So I'm trying to rule out that bit of calculation, being calculative.
Before we'll go to the other side.
Yes.
But you're saying he looks spineless.
Spineless. You are just confirming what people have thought, that you are not worth anything.
How come Ruto bypassed them? How come Ruto? What is
Because
this?
Ruto is a man. That's the truth. You can go hang yourself if you don't like it.
Because if you look at Rift Valley, it was
for
nobody can touch
Ruto to
a
take
Moi.
on the Moi family, Moi himself, that shows he's a man. And he's at State House. If he was as spineless as Gideon, he would not be president. But you can argue, like I'm saying, you can be calculative. The way the father was. Moi, people even thought he was a fool. We are told people did things to him, even slapping him. But he knew what he was waiting for. And I'm saying Gideon cannot travel that path. Age is not on his side. The world has changed.
Some say business, before even talk about by-election, business. Standard, itaamshwa. Some talk about some business, I don't know, with Kenya Power. Of course, a lot of rumors online, electricity.
Standard ijaanguka sababu ya Ruto. Standard is badly managed. Again, testimony of Gideon's inability in my thinking to do anything serious. So what I can understand that is these big boys, they are always mindful of their business. They will always say certain things or avoid saying certain things or behave in certain ways to protect their interest, their business. That's true. My friend Buzeki recently went back to UDA. He looked out of place, but people argued he's protecting his business. Some of them, those in power can be very hard on you. They can use KRA to finish you. Again, our institutions are being used badly.
Yes.
I have bad news for them. If you allow me, or I'll say it in another show.
If you're going to let me allow you, if you're going to play business or you're going to use instruments of power.
Yeah. Those institutions that are being used, like DCI, and I have first-hand experience. I've gone through it. Or KRA, I've gone through it. And I'm a small person, so I'm saying I know. It is being used against other people. Ruto complained. I have bad news for people who are using state agencies like DCI, NIS, and KRA to deal with their opponents, to handle their opponents, to scare their opponents. I have bad news for those running those institutions. The reason why people from DCI, KRA, NIS, the reason why they have been used to harass Kenyans and get away with it is because they have been within a certain political ecosystem. This political ecosystem is an arrangement where those who come to power pretend they are different, but they are the same. So when Kibaki took over, he was not different from Moi. That's why he couldn't punish people who had been used by DCI, by the police and the rest, and KRA. When Uhuru took over from Kibaki, he was no different from Kibaki. He was just the same. And therefore, any excesses during Kibaki's, Uhuru could not punish it. But the best example will be after Uhuru. People thought, you heard of state capture.
State capture.
Tutafanya commission, we will deal with KRA people, we shall deal with the DCI. Have they dealt with them? Instead, they are using them. I have bad news for these people. It is because 2027, 2032, irrespective of how the election goes, whether Ruto wins or not, Kenya and indeed the world is experiencing the wind of change. This is a transitional period globally. The world is changing. So whether Kalonzo takes over, or Matiang'i takes over, or Gachagua takes over, they will not be in control of this country in terms of holding back justice for the people. That's the bad news I have for these people. If you are in DCI and you are being used, take it from Manyora. In the next dispensation, Kenyans will get you. If you are in KRA and you are being used, take it from Manyora. In the next dispensation, Kenyans will come for you. That's where the world has gone. Just like the thieves who are stealing these governors. They must know the judiciary is not the judiciary of yesterday and of today. The transition we are going through, and it's a global phenomenon, is such that these people who are stealing public funds, they will all go to jail. There's this law, I'm trying to remember how it is called. Process of Crime and Money Laundering Law. My friend, the way that the philosophy behind that law, it's called POCO. Alicia has been telling you how it's pronounced, but the Process of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Law. The philosophy behind that law, the way it was crafted, the thinking that went into that law is not only will the public recover money from you, it will even take everything you owned before you stole. So today I have very bad news for Kenyans. These thieves, the first set of people is, let me start with the last. If you are stealing today, nobody will protect you. That law will catch up with you. Wait as you see. Your name is Jadel.
Yes.
Wait as you see in the next 5, 6, 7 years, how many governors will go to jail? How many of these people you'll meet kwa matatu? Take it from Manyora. And for the people being used in DCI, KRA, NIS, bad news from Manyora. And you know I love this country and I love these people. The next dispensation, it will not matter who will be president of this country.
Our conversation is about Gideon Moi'S.
Yes.
Our conversation is about Buseki and Ruto.
Yes.
From what you're saying, you believe that maybe it's not the carrot, maybe it's the stick they used to get them.
Yes, we now went to the part of the stick because the state has a stick. So we digressed a bit because it is important, and I ask you for permission.
Yes.
And you allowed
I'm just going back
to digress to say we are addressing ourselves to these stick government uses. And I'm advising my brothers and sisters and sons and grandchildren, those of you working for government in these agencies, the people of this country will catch up with you. Don't say it has never happened, because the world has changed. We are moving to a world where the people will be in charge of their destiny. I'm telling you, it will not matter who is president. But if you've stolen, a new operating judiciary is coming. It will shock many people. And if you are being used in KRA to harass a Kenyan, DCI, the public will catch up with you. This advice is well thought out, well reasoned, and if you are stealing from the public, machine to pronounce. You can Google Process of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering. It has a good acronym I can't pronounce, I can't remember. My friend, if you are stealing from the public, the Kenyan public will get every penny you stole from them plus what you had. And you will see these people kwa matatu.
So then what is the best way?
What is the
best way for a politician who has been called to Ruto or to State House and they are shown both carrot and stick? Because Gachagua is talking about the same thing. He's saying there's this by-election coming and people are just disappearing. People are just dropping out. Sijui wanapewa nini, wanasema wataki kiti. Wengine they are
Mtu amesema ametosheka.
No, it's okay. I don't have to buy. What do you do if you're a politician, you find yourself in this situation?
If you are doing the right thing, and all these people, none of them is doing the right thing. If you are doing the right thing, why would somebody scare you? If you have not stolen, why would anybody scare you using KRA or DCI? If you have not stolen, you have not committed a crime. They may try a few things. You may slip in a few days, but so what? And if you are Gideon with all this money, even if you gave 90% of what you own, the remaining 10%, you don't even need it. You can't even finish. So you can tell if it's Ruto, chukua ile unataka. Chukua tu ile unataka. Kama unaona Moi aliba, chukua yote. Na ile tabakia yake, ile you can't touch, will be more than he needs.
If Gideon vied and won Baringo Senate,
Yes,
won against a UDA candidate,
yes,
what would have that meant for Ruto in Rift Valley?
Oh, of course, it would be very bad for Ruto, and that's why he went out of his way. I will do the same if I was Ruto. He went out of his way to make sure Gideon is contained. Because to send a wrong signal, like I've told you, that even in Rift Valley, Ruto is not sitting pretty. He's under siege. And you know that's what is on the ground. That's what people say. They're not happy, even the Kalenjin. They're not happy with Ruto. But they will know, they can't sing one term, but they are not happy. They will vote for Ruto, but they are not happy. So if you combine what people say, if you went to Kapsabet, people say they are not happy with Ruto. Because they are also Kenyan and they are suffering. They are not happy with him, but they will vote for him. Blood is thicker than water. So if Gideon wins, then plus what people are saying on the ground, it will be used to sell the opposition narrative that Ruto is a gone person. Hata kwao hana kura. You get that narrative there. So Ruto being the smart politician,
yes,
you'll go out of your way to get money, Gidi. But my video tomorrow will explain a lot.
Maybe finally tell me, what's your advice for Gidi now that he's maybe with Ruto, maybe not? I've seen a message from a member of parliament, the lady member of parliament, saying Kanu was in the dark. They didn't know Gideon was going to make this move. Maybe they would have been consulted. What is your message to Gidi now that he's maybe working with Ruto?
Let him eat silently. He has chosen to eat quietly his property. Akule mali moya alimwachia pole pole. Hoping that Kenyans will not go for it if the money was found, if the property was acquired in a good way. You know, people like Kenyatas, it does not matter how they acquired it, but they have cleaned it. It is so clean. You know, people like the Kenyatas, the way they pay even their taxes, the Nyachai, those Kunanjonjos, iyo pesa yao, it's so clean. It is like snow. You can't expect the Kenyatas not to pay tax. Of course, they negotiated when they were in power, some waiver, you know, that kind of story.
Legally.
Yeah, they know how to. But so they have money. So if Gideon's money is clean like that, let him now eat. In short, I'm saying, he should forget about politics.
Thanks for getting into that conversation with Herman Manyora. Forget about politics. That's his final word. We're at 17 Losai. Invest wisely. They say city outside, tranquility inside. Starting from 3 million, you can deposit 10%, 80% during construction, and then 10% later. This place has 24-hour security, rooftop lounge, back power backup. There'll be a convenient store, code access if you want to enter, sufficient water. Hakuna shida ya Nairobi, and you know Ngara is undergoing a facelift. So it's going to look much, much better than it does right now. But these apartments, come look at them. We'll be having an open day, by the way. We'll be coming here. You will see these studio apartments, how spacious they are, and why you need to purchase one for yourself, for your business, or for your sons.
You mentioned something about university students. I did my calculations. If you are a parent and your son or daughter is coming here, and you bought this apartment, and they'll be in school for 3 or 5 years if they want to do up to masters, and you bought this small apartment for them, and even a small car to boot. So the total cost plus the university education up to masters, you have not even done 5 million shillings if you have money. By the time that girl, because she parks in the basement with her car, so it's a question of saying what outside nini hakuna, anakuja hapa anasoma iko reading table nini. After 3 or 4 years, depending whether they are doing up to masters, then they get their own job. Maybe they use this one for another 1 year as they stabilize. before they go to the big place. So those are 4, 5, 6 years depending. Then you come back and sell this. You get back every penny you used. Every penny, including the fees you paid at the university. You get it?
If you want to invest, come and invest now. If you have a daughter or son, bring them here. And if you're a professional like me, you can come and stay here. Thanks for tuning into that conversation. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.